Hello guys, welcome to the next tutorials on JavaScript basics. In this lesson, we will talk about the JavaScript syntax, JavaScript variables, and JavaScript comment. In the previous lesson, I talked about how to connect your JavaScript to your HTML application. Okay, so if you haven't watched that one, you can go and watch how it is. If you know how to do it, then let's get started. So how else I do, I have my project open already over here. If not, you can let me open the folder that I was working on. So this is my text editor. Go to file, open, and the name of your folder. Okay, and remember I'll always create the folders according to the topics I'll treat in JavaScript. So the first one will be variables. So if you haven't watched the previous lesson, you can start creating an empty folder and make it variable or whatever. And inside I have 3 files. One file is for JavaScript, one file is for my HTML, and one file is for my CSS. Okay, so for my HTML, I just connected my JavaScript to the app, my HTML. So I use a script tag, open and close, and inside src attribute which says that the source of the file you want to link, and ours is what, app.js. And I just want to give you one heading to appear on the page. Okay, so this is where we ended. So you can open it in a different file, different browser, and this is how it is like. So always open the console by going to tools, more tools, and developer tools. Okay, you can start clearing your console to empty now. Okay, so today's lesson is more about variables. Okay, so variables forms the foundation of every programming language. Okay, so let me close this one. I don't need it now. And I think, okay, let me arrange my tools well so that's able to navigate through. Okay, so today is all about variable. So let me talk about what is a variable in programming language. This concept applies to every programming language that you will study, whether it's Java or whatever. So we start with what? Variables. So let me delete this one and let me make a comment. So first of all, let me teach you about a comment before I move on. So the comment is double slash. This comment means that maybe it's not part of the code, but it helps you to write some description about your code. So anybody who takes the code can understand what you are talking about. So first of all, I'll make this one variables. Okay. So comments help us to write our own notes about what you are doing. Okay. So variables. So what is a variable? A variable is a container. Now, if you look here and let me show you, first of all, the syntax. The syntax simply means the rules of JavaScript, how you write JavaScript, the rules, you will get to know more. So let's talk about variables. One is what? JavaScript variables are containers for storing data. Okay, so let's take a variable is a container that you store what? Your data. So you can take a variable as your cardboard in your room or your desk. You put in your stuffs. So anytime you want it, you can put it out. So that is what is called variables. So this look, if still don't understand variables, I will show you with code and you better understand. And JavaScript variables are containers for storing data. I've said it. And variable name can contain letters, digit, underscore. So let me take it step by step. Okay. So now let's go back to code and then see how we can tackle that. So a variable is just like a container of storing data. Okay, good. So first of all, before we can create your first variable, you use what is called var. This is a special keyword in JavaScript. Okay, a keyword means that this by default from JavaScript. So this is a syntax, the rules of JavaScript. Anytime you want to create a variable, first of all, you start with var. This var is a keyword. So as soon as JavaScript sees this var keyword, it means that JavaScript is aware that we are going to create a variable. So I can see that first of all, my variable that I'm going to create here, let's say it's going to be, it's going to be what? Message. Okay, and you type in the name of the message. Okay, so that's the first one is what? The name of your variable. So if you go back to the notes I'm teaching you here, okay, it says, let me make it bigger. It says that variable name can contain letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. Okay, variable name must begin with a letter. Variable name can also begin with dollar sign. Variable name are case sensitive. Okay, why and are different. Reserved words like JavaScript keywords cannot be used as names. Okay, so let's go on to the code and show you what I'm talking about. The name of your variable can use dollar sign or underscore, or dollar sign can be, instead of this one you can make it dollar sign and then message. Okay, or you call something common case, for example first name. Let's start with first name. So maybe we cannot start with first name, though it's good, but following convention you don't write variable name as that. So first of all, you can use common case, that is the first letter must be smaller and the next will be capital. Okay, common case combined first name. We can also use dollar sign and say first name. They are all valid. And you can also use underscore, first underscore name. They are all valid. Okay, so in these two tutorials I'll use more of them. I'll use most of as the common case. Okay, so for example, let's start with the first variable name. Let me make it first name. Okay, that is a common case, and you write the equal sign and your quote. The quote is the value you are going to store. So let's say that name, I will say just Ben. Okay, so looking at this syntax, okay, the first one is a variable, a special keyword from JavaScript, and this is from our own name of variable and equal to Ben. So what this line of code means that as soon as JavaScript sees this var keyword, JavaScript is aware that we are going to create variable and to store into memory of what? Of JavaScript, and the name and the value. Okay, the name and the value. So it means we have stored Ben into variable name. Okay, and now this one is part of the JavaScript what? Memory. Okay, now this is part of what? JavaScript memory now. So let's see if something is part of memory of something, it means that we can retrieve it. Okay, so now save your code. Okay, save your code and let's see whether it has been saved in the memory of JavaScript. So now let's see. If you go to console, okay, just let me clear my console. Just type first name. You can see that it has been pop up first name. So you need, because it has been stored in memory of JavaScript, we can retrieve it from our console. So take the browser as a JavaScript, okay, environment we are running our code. Okay, so whatever you define here, this one has been saved inside JavaScript memory. So as soon as you type first name, you see that it starts what? Popping up first name. Let's see last name. We see that we don't have last name here because we haven't saved this variable as what? Inside JavaScript memory. Okay, so we cannot have access to that. But because we have first name, we can access first name from JavaScript console. Okay, from our browser console. Sorry for that. So you can see the value is what? Ben. And hit, and then we see Ben. That's what we entered here. So let me show you this diagram for more simplicity to understand how variables looks like. Okay, So look at this container here. Okay, so we take the whole browser here from the pane we see here as JavaScript. Okay, in JavaScript is environment, and we have a memory. Take this container as a memory of as memory of JavaScript. So anytime you create a variable, it's stored inside this container, and anything that inside this container can be retrieved or accessed from JavaScript. Okay, so this one can be a variable name and the value, variable name, variable. When you retrieve last name, you can have access to the value that is associated with the last name. So much talking. So let's go back to code and show you more of what we are talking about now. Okay, so let me close this one and let's move on. Okay, so now first of all, I use first name as underscore, and let me use $ for $ first name. Okay, first name is equal to ben2. Okay, and you can also use underscore. You can use var first name is equal to what? Ben2 3. Okay, now when you go to the console and retrieve all these ones, you can say $ first name. You can see we have it, ben2. We have first name underscore first name underscore name ben4. You can see we have access to all the variables that we have created. So now the next question is, instead of us going to the console and able to know the value that we have created, how can we do it from our code like that? So now let's come to, I'll make it next one will be, say, let me make this one as what, creating variables, and the next one, let me say retrieving variables. Okay, retrieving variables. Okay, so before that, let me tell you the 3 methods we are going to use in this course for retrieving variables. I haven't teach about functions and methods yet, but let's look at the inbuilt ones from JavaScript. Okay, we have what is called, one is called console.log. Okay, and I'll talk about it. And we have elect, like so, and also have prompt. Okay, and we also have document.write. Okay, this one. All these methods help us to display our result. So the console help us to, so let me have some note here. Let me dive in. You can see here that we have, so let's talk about the console. The console is a method that displays into the browser. Okay, so let me show you that. So assuming that I want to display the first name, so type console dot, and inside the bracket you type in the variable name you want to retrieve. Maybe I want to retrieve first name. Okay, so first name. Okay, pop up. When you click save, go to your browser, and then, sorry, is it this one? Yeah, we see we have what? Ben. So the console help us to display our result inside the console of our browser. Okay, now let's use elect. Elect, as the name implies, electing you. Okay, inside the console you see a pop-up. So here on line 12 is for pop-up only. So let's say that you want to display your answer in a pop-up. Okay, so just type in here first name. Okay, and then save it, go to your browser, and then you see pop-up here. Refresh the browser, you see Ben here being pop-up. So that's for elect. And next one is, let me comment this one. The next one is what? Prompt. Okay, prompt is for taking input. And the next one is document.write. So I can say document.write. Okay, this is used to write data or into your HTML. Okay, so instead of console here or the alert, it will display it inside your HTML page. So let's say document.write, you want to write the first name. Okay, so let's see, you have Ben being added. So that is what we are going to use throughout the course. Most of the time I'll use the console and the alert to retrieve our variables name, our results of what we created. Okay, so I've taught you how to create variables and how to display them inside your browser or your alerts or wherever you want to display it. Okay, one more thing of how to create variables. Okay, most of the times too, variable must not have the same name. Okay, they must be conflicted, but because I have different type of word creating, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let me comment this one and let me show you another way of creating variables. Okay, first of all, you can start say var and age. Okay, age, if you want to create variable age, age, var message. So look at this, we are first creating a variable name, and let's say var account. Okay, like so. So for at this level, there's no value for our variable name, but yesterday we can have access to variables name in our console. So go to a console and say age. You see we have age, we have account, but it has no value here. So we have undefined because we haven't assigned value to a variable. So now let's assign to our variable. So age is now equal to, let's say, 30. Okay, so now go to console and let's see, refresh the page and type in age. We see you have 30 because we have assigned a value to it. So, and we have message here. We can see message go to you are welcome. Okay, you are welcome. And let's see, refresh the page and let's say message, and we see we have you are welcome. Okay, so basically that's how we can create variable names. We can first create the variable name and then assign. And we can also make it a little bit simpler. We can, instead of writing all this in different lines, it can be the same as one line. Okay, so message, comma, age, and then message, comma, and let's say account. Okay, they are all valid, and then one line and multi-line. So you have a choice of creating a variable name, whether it's this one or define your variable before assigning the values, like that. Okay, so basically that is how we create variables. So if you have any questions, you can post it in the comment below and I'll sort you out. I'm taking this course slowly, in slow manner for you to understand the concept. Okay, so don't worry if I'm being slow. Keep me around and let's start enjoying JavaScript. Thank you for watching and look forward for next tutorials on